Hey guys, what's up? This is Panzer Dragon, aka Luigi Dragon, a top 100 challenge player in LA. And this is a marksman's tier list. And nothing has really changed except Twitch getting popular, so let's go ahead and let's get started. Alright, so number 5, we do have Misfortune, aka my go-to AD carry when I have to AD carry. Alright, so none of you really believe me that she's really strong and that she's not a viable AD carry or something. But I mean, she's got a pretty good laning phase, and before the change, she was actually primarily an early game lane bully, and now transitioning to mid game, she becomes a pretty good AD carry, as she can max out her slow second now, and of course her damage is still really strong, and of course she does have the AoE wombo combo. And of course, I think Triforce is really good with her, just because she can proc it every 3 seconds, and now she does have some AP scaling, of course. And then, of course, late game she has lots of damage too. Doesn't scale as well as Jinx or Twitch, but still pretty strong. Of course, she doesn't really have any escapes, so she's easily targeted. Again, I feel like her high win rate tells me something, and that is she's pretty strong. And of course, maxing E second now makes me want to feel that she's really strong, so I'm going to put my opinion and say yes, she deserves to be top 5, even though some people might disagree with me. And at number 4, we do have Jinx. So I do feel like Jinx is really strong, easily one of the best hyper carries late game, and early game she's pretty decent, just doesn't really have an escape to get out from ganks. But of course that ultimate is really strong, you can snipe people from across the map and finish people off. And of course when mid game comes, she brings a lot of damage, a lot of utility, and her greatest ability is to potentially clean up the teamfight with her passive. And then of course when late game comes, she's really scary. She has that AoE damage with her auto attacks. If people are peeling for her, she's basically untouchable and does a lot of damage. And I know this one guy who always plays Jinx in Challenger. If I ever see him with some kills in his hand, I know already that he's going to carry the game, especially if we can't get to him. And I feel like there's a high possibility that we're going to lose, because I know that he's going to carry his team. Alright, so at number 3 we do have Draven. Alright, so let me elaborate on this. In any elo, if there's a Draven main, he's really scary because if he gets that one kill, he's going to snowball that lane and be really strong. And of course, say he doesn't really get a kill and they go even, he's still going to be like a decent AD carry, his Q's still going to hurt, his ultimate actually does a lot of damage, and he's not going to be that useless. And of course, when late game comes, he's going to dish out a lot of damage. And when he has double axes, he does one of the most highest DPSs in the game. So yeah, he's really scary full item build late game. And again, he's not one of those AD carries where you can pick him up and whoop ass with him. You gotta be good at him to be efficient. Alright, so at number 2 we do have Lucian. So Lucian is really strong right now. I think it's because he brings a lot of burst damage, and his passive what makes him really strong, as you do get basically 2 auto attacks on someone. And even though he doesn't have really any attack speed steroids, I think his damage does come from the spell rotation plus auto attacks. And I think his kit is just too good right now. He doesn't really have a weakness, he doesn't really have any low points in the game, he's just overall really good. And at number 1 we do have Twitch. So what's up with Twitch? So in the laning phase, I think Twitch's trade potential is really good. He does true damage plus the expunge damage, and I think something special about Twitch is that he can go stealth. No other AD carry actually has this, and in the laning phase of course this helps you get away from ganks, and using it offensively if you want to sneak up onto the enemy carry and all in him is also a feasible option, but of course that doesn't really happen that often, at least in the laning phase. And yes, he does kind of feel a bit average in the laning phase, but of course once he does get that Blade of Rune King, he can start dueling the other enemy carry, and of course force all-in trades, as he can sneak up on the enemy. And of course, once the laning phase is done, this is where Twitch becomes really troublesome, as I feel like he's the only AD carry who can go MIA and cause pressure around the map, just because there is a chance that he can sneak up on you and kill you, and no other AD carries actually have that potential, which is what makes him really stand out from all the other AD carries. And of course his teamfight presence is really strong too, as his ultimate can hit multiple targets, and of course gives him increased range, so of course he can shoot from a distance and dish out a lot of DPS, which is especially good for fighting in narrow places. And once late game comes around, he is one of the strongest late game carries I know, as doing full damage to multiple targets with one shot is really a lot of DPS. And of course if you do have a Twitch on your game, it ensures you a really good late game. And of course he does do true damage too. So conclusion, he's average in lane, but of course once he gets that Blade of Rune King he can cause pressure around the map, and he's a really monstrous late game AD carry. So hey guys, thank you for watching my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and comment, as it does encourage you to make videos like these. If you guys like this video, you probably will like my other tier list, so check out those videos, and I will see you guys next time.